Full Service Radio is proudly supported and hosted by Simplecast, the easiest way for a podcast creator to publish and distribute audio on the internet. For more information, visit simplecast.com.
Peace and welcome to the Edible Activist Podcast. I'm your host, Melissa L. Jones, broadcasting live from the lobby of the Line, D.C. On this show, you hear from the voices of dynamic Black people and people of color in the agriculture, food justice, and healing space as they share empowering food narratives and perspectives that stem from the land, all while exemplifying the spirit of activism in their own edible way. Let's get started. Peace. This is Melissa L. Jones with the Edible Activist Podcast, broadcasting on Full Service Radio. And I am actually popping up live at FishScale, DC, an amazing fish burger spot that we're going to learn just a little bit about today. But special guest who is no stranger to this show, Brandon Williams, who is the co-owner and amazing chef. And just a really great friend.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you. And we're here in your space, in your restaurant.
Yes. I'm so glad that you decided to pop up here. And first time I was at your space, so now you come to mine. So it'll only be right.
Oh, I appreciate that. So this is actually special because this is my first pop-up. And this is going to be dope. So y'all, like, you're going to hear some things in the background. You might hear some dishes. You might hear some scrubbing. You might hear somebody knocking at the door like they just was a few moments ago. We closed.
Tell me what's up. Yeah.
We closed. We done with the fish burgers, okay? You should have came earlier. And they were damn good. We had them. Also, before I jump into our segment, I got to shout out Lita, my homie, photographer. She's here for the weekend, and oh my gosh, this all just worked out so very well. Yeah. But Brandon, and shout out to Crystal, Brandon's sister, co-owner of FishScale, for allowing me to pop up. This is very, again, first time, very special episode, and I'm just excited to catch up. So Brandon, I had you on my show. Gosh, time is of infinity during these COVID times. I think about over a year ago.
It was definitely over a year ago.
It was over a year ago.
Pushing 2, I think.
Oh, gosh, really?
Yeah.
All right. And so I remember learning about this fish burger joint. And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. What's this about? So it was I knew about FishScale, but I didn't know the faces behind FishScale. I was like, and they Black. They Black. That's what's up. They Black. And so my spirit just lit up. My soul just lit up. Oh, and so, I did some digging and I reached out and you came on the show and you really, spoke to the audience about how you got into the restaurant industry as a whole. Yes. But also dove deeper into, because the whole concept is around sustainable seafood, sustainable fish, you know, and we talked
to placate my mother, who became pescatarian.
Yes, and that's exactly because mom was like, hold on, I need something to eat, and Brandon was like, wait a minute, I got to whip something up.
Because if she's not happy, nobody.
Yeah, shout out to mom. Shout out to mom. So beautiful story, y'all. Go back and listen to the episode. Shame on me, charge my head, not my heart. I don't remember the episode number, but Brandon, before we dive further into our conversations, for those who are listening for the first time, who had not listened to that episode, just give us a little recap about who you are, as brief as you can be, or you can be as long as you need to be. Just a reintroduction, because I know you. Some of the listeners know you, but who you are, how you got started. And
Well, I'm Brandon Williams, Henry Brandon Williams. And I just had a love for eating at first, and then it fell into a love for food. And my sister's, her husband at the time, he came from Jamaica, and he was like this big guy, and he was like cooking with like herbs and making food, and it really like piqued my interest. And then prior to that, my sister gave me a book called Natural Cures, and then I really got interested in like how our food was raised and how it affects our body. Because, what we eat is not innocuous to our health, like we are what we eat. So I just fell in love with that. And then, my mother was like, well, if you're serious, you need to go to school because she's an educator. So she's retired DC school teacher. So I went to culinary school, and from there, like you say, I was trying to do something for her birthday, and I just thought about fish, and we love fish already, and then putting it into a burger, and then the concept, and how everybody in the family, even like the carnivores, they just loved it. And full circle, I heard about the White House Farmers Market. Michelle Obama was opening it up. So the next year I applied, I got in, and then the guy was saying, the manager of the market was saying, well, maybe you should only do 30 because it's not a lunchtime market yet or something like that. And so I did like 35, and I sold out in about an hour. And then I tried to do like 60, sold out like an hour and a half. Then I tried to do 80 and 100. Then the Washington Post came, and then I just couldn't keep up. So
folks caught on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can we go back to the cookouts real quick? Because I'm sorry, I gotta put black folk on blast, right? You know, especially our carnivores, right? They looking for the burgers, they looking for the ribs, but they also be looking for the fish burgers and the fish sandwich and the fried fish, and it all be gone. And like the pescatarians and the vegetarians be over here like,
right, exactly.
Like really,
Yep.
really, you want it all?
They want it all. They want it all. So I made this space for pescatarians, of course, but also for carnivores and just for everybody, because it is something that is like satisfying, enjoyable, but it's also good for you, but it's good tasting. Like, and that is what I put first and foremost, is like good tasting. And after that, you know, health and all those things, which we're just doing it the way it's supposed to be done. Like, you're supposed to eat wild caught fish. You know, it's supposed to be in its natural habitat. It's supposed to be able to eat what it's supposed to eat. It's not supposed to be in a cage watching Love and Hip Hop all day. It's supposed to be out and about. So, and, you know, being able to, you know, without the, you know, harmful antibiotics and things that they do. So, that, I mean, I'm just doing what I believe we are supposed to do. So, I mean.
Listen, the other special thing about FishScale, your craft, your product, we can call it many, many, many things, but just down to the toppings.
Yes.
I was over here raving to Lita as we murdered murdered. Like, if it was a swimming pool, like Lita just dove right all the way in. But the toppings is not just something that you just order from somewhere and you just have them. Like, that's right. You craft that. Like, you are a culinary artist.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I feel like chef sometimes just doesn't do it. Like, you are a culinary artist. And so being able to know how to like blend the flavors, you know, the flavors of the land and how it all meshes. Shout out to, you know, the book that you got way back when about, you know, blending all those flavors and everything together. But like,
I mean, it's really, I mean, it's just a gift from God. And then I also, being in culinary school, it really taught me, and even if I couldn't travel at the time, I could travel in my mind and, you know, read books and things like that. So I just saw how different cultures pair different things with their fish. So that's really where I get the inspiration for like all the condiments and things like that. You know, so it's like Greece, they love like cucumbers, tomatoes with their fish. And so it's just, and then Thailand, Indonesia, like the sandball was inspired that because they love to put that on their fish. So everything is kind of like, it's a purpose behind it. It's just not it's not happenstance. It's like a purpose behind it. So that's where it all comes together. And that's where I think people who really like appreciate it, they can understand that.
Absolutely. When I had you on the show for the first time, we dove in the deep end because we needed to get down to the sustainable versus the farm, you know, raised seafood. And I'm not doing it during this segment. And y'all can go back and check out the other one. But you really, you know, you dove in and you educated myself. A lot of it, which I knew.
Oh, thank you.
But you know, it's just interesting because I remember when I went from obviously eating meat, you know, from the South, chitlins, hog mogs, to, you know, going along the journey. All right, you know, taking meat out and stuff, pescatarian, vegan, was full-fledged vegan. Then, you know, went back to some things. But when I started learning about farm raised, I just thought I was like, okay, it's farm raised. You hear the word farm.
Right.
And you think, okay, that's immediately, that's just so healthy. And so again, not that I want to like go down, not that it's a rabbit hole, we visited that conversation, but I think that says a lot to just other things that we think that comes from the land and which we actually don't talk about, like how people produce stuff.
You're right, exactly.
The soil. What do if you terrorizing the soil, like that produce coming out there is not healthy for you.
Exactly.
So it's in the same breath, it's almost kind of like the same thing, even though, when we farm raise, we're talking water and all the other stuff. But I just appreciate you educating us about that, because I was like, no, we got to get into this.
Into this. And I mean, the main point, not having to get into the whole, just the like farm versus wild, but if you just think, like I was telling you, like salmon, farm raised salmon is not pink. It's a white fish. They have to feed it a food agent to make it that color, because no one would buy white salmon. So, and when you look at that, you really tell like the pink and the redness of salmon. They really get that from what they eat, like the plankton, the crustaceans they eat, and then you get those nutrients, the omega-3s and things like that. So you eating farm-raised salmon it's not really doing anything for you. So, and it has other effects on our body that we, just don't know about. But, so, that is really important. And like the only two things that I do not do organically, and that is fish, because if it's organic fish, it's farm-raised. So you need to do wild-caught fish. And then honey. Honey, I do local honey, because that helps acclimate your body to wherever environment you're in. It helps acclimate your body to like the pollen and things like that. So honey is local. You can't get organic honey in the United States. Any type of honey that says organic is from outside the United States. So honey, you should get it locally. And those are the two things that organic is a no-go for me. So
wow. Okay. Listen, culinary artist, chef, educator. You better educate us. I love me some local raw honey. It's nothing like it.
Yes.
All right. So we are again broadcasting live, popping up live at FishScale, an amazing fish burger
on a Friday. FishScale Fridays.
FishScale Fridays. Yes. We are here, and our world has changed a lot, Brandon, over the last year.
Yes.
Our worlds have been rocked, and, I don't even want to use the C word because I'm tired of saying it. We know what's going down, but the restaurant industry was like slant. I mean, just took a heavy hitting at one point, and still taking a heavy hitting for some, especially our smaller businesses.
Yes.
Especially our smaller businesses. Couple that with the uprisings in the city that took place in D.C. And so I just want to spend just a few moments, not, going into this dark place, but really just, sharing what that experience has been like as a small food business owner in the midst. We're a couple blocks from U Street where everything was going down, know. So what was that like for y'all?
Well, it really was. I mean, like you said, it was something that you just didn't imagine would happen. Like, I mean, it was like an anomaly, like seeing people with masks on just when you watch TV, you be like, oh, what they doing over there? That's crazy. And just to see it, and now it's like normal, and so like going through this whole pandemic or whatever, it really, it just every day was just like you didn't know what to do. I mean, we were thinking about just closing down, and then we thought about all those people that, would like to eat something that was outside their home. They're tired of eating in. They're tired of cooking whatever they're cooking, so they really want something. So we thought that we should do a service to the community and stay open, delivery, and we let people come in to order. So that was a choice that we decided to make, and we already have measures here to keep us safe. I mean, like you say, you've been here before, but we have a hand sink on the outside, so people can always wash their hands. I mean, we always was vigilant about cleaning and even, alcohol spraying ourselves down when we came in. This was before COVID. So, like if somebody took out trash or did anything like that when they come back in. So we were pretty much in that aspect, we were okay with like staying open and we knew that we could keep people safe that came into our space. But like you say, we did have to switch to more delivery services, which they take a lot of percentage out. So that was another obstacle. But I mean, we were just. It's almost like when you have a probable like determination to do something, and we were determined to keep it going, determined to, continue to serve people and cook the food that, we love. And we really just tried to just keep our head down, work, and try to help, the best way that we could. But yeah, it was very scary. I mean, we held on to our faith and we just kept going, and we're still here, thank God. And we know a lot of small businesses, like you said, they folded. A lot of black businesses folded because a lot of black businesses are small businesses.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, we're blessed just to still be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if I had to come down here and put on an apron myself, y'all wasn't going nowhere.
I know you would.
You would have been, listen, welcome to FishScale. How may I help you?
Yeah. And a lot of people, were like that, and a lot of people supported us.
I was going to ask, did you see increased support from the community?
Yeah, because this being in this area, which is on the cusp of LaJoy Park, but Shaw, like you say, right here, Florida Avenue, with this rich history, but it is not as office dense. So
right.
A lot of people that live here, when they would come home, I think they would skip over us, and they didn't know we were here. So I think because people had to be confined to their homes and work from home, and then they're looking for lunch options.
And we got tired of cooking that same old vegan patty and then rice.
Exactly.
I'm speaking of my personal experience. If I cook one more patty, I hit up my sister like, you down? Okay, yeah.
I know that's right. So I like a lot of people from the neighborhood discovered us, which was very. Like it was a very good
blessing in disguise. Listen, when the pandemic hit, I was like, and I said this over and over and over again. I was like, there are people who are just, this has hit them hard. But I said there are people who are winning from this, and this is benefit. Trust me, hear my words. This is not discredit what has happened, the countless deaths. No, but there are some folks who just catapulted. Yeah. And wouldn't have gotten the visibility that they did, due to the pandemic. And it just is what it is. And so that's the piece that I like the most about the community, that I felt like that came in to support various, small food businesses. Yeah. Like they were just like, listen, we ordering.
Yeah. and just like you say, throughout history, just when tragedies and things happen, like people can persevere, and they really make a mark. So it's some people did come out through this tragedy like better, and like you say, it's not a knock on what other people went through, but it's just it is.
Yeah.
It's just true,
and you know what? That support is edible activism in its own way.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Like we gonna advocate for our they're like, listen, we didn't want to see our neighborhoods go down. We want to see. Listen, people often forget that it is the small food businesses, mom and pop shops that make up the culture of these neighborhoods.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No shade, but all these other commercial joints, nah.
Right.
It's the small, curated, spots that make up, that contribute to the culture of the community.
Yeah, it makes your community or your neighborhood special. Like if you come to visit me, you know what I'm saying, or like came all the way from Texas, right. So you brought her to FishScale. So then when she goes to Texas, she'll be like, you know what? I miss FishScale. She's going to be thinking about FishScale when she's in Texas. But that's what makes this neighborhood great. And that's what makes all different places great. Like she has a place down there that you would go and she would say, this is my favorite spot. And then you would be turned on to that. So, I mean, and to keep that in your neighborhood, like you need the support. Like I know another business owner, he comes a lot, even before the pandemic, and he was a good customer. But he said, he owns a bar. And he said, like, man, it was like the same 4 or 5 people who kept him in business.
Wow.
He said, like,
wow.
Yeah, he said, like, it was like the same 4 or 5 people like kept him in business. Like they would keep coming and just, purchase things and so you don't know how important your money can be, to a business. You know what I'm saying? So it really is for the people of the community that really have helped a lot of these businesses still stay alive. So people really need to realize that, and money is power. And when you decide to put your money someplace, that's you activating your power.
Well, I remember, so we came in, I got to remember because I done been here so many times. Oh my gosh, there was I think it was restaurant week maybe. And
you're right. Well, recently, when you came in.
Y'all. Oh my gosh. So Chef Brandon did this whole fish curry situation. Child. Oh my goodness. And so I bring that up for a couple reasons. But I also, do you feel like this space that we're in brought out a little bit, you're already creative, but do you think it brought out a little bit more creativity in your culinary artistry? Or, because I know we had talked about some other things that you had been, and maybe there were things that you were thinking of already, but please let this be a staple on the menu, please.
Yeah, like all of it is already, it's already there. I've done it millions of times before.
Oh, you was just holding back. Okay, I see. I see.
Yeah, it's like, FishScale was, it was, the impetus behind it, like you say, was my mother, pescatarian, but also FishScale, I wanted it to be, a stepping stone to like other restaurant concepts and things like that. And I guess, the pandemic and then being open to different things like the restaurant week and things like that, it just let me be able to say, okay, let me play with this, play with that. And my sister's always like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, this is good, you should do this. So I decided to go ahead and do it, and people loved it, and they still love it. I will bring it back, definitely. We're gonna get some more help, so I won't have to do that
apron?
On top of everything else.
Where my apron? Where is my apron?
So, but I do love it, and I do enjoy doing it, and you'll probably see some other things. I know you've been talking to my sister about something else. So
sister's the plug.
It probably will happen, but I just don't know when, but it probably will happen.
No pressure. The greatest thing that I love about FishScale and just the overall mission is that you all really just hold true to what you believe in terms of quality products and produce.
Yes.
There oftentimes, folks are willing to jeopardize taste just by being able to make something look pretty and just sell it.
Yeah. Or they'll do things that they don't think you will know.
Yeah.
So, of course, all our fish, like you say, is wild. And I understand that when you come here, you have to trust us. But that's what we do. Like, you could look at all our invoices. Like, that's what we do. Like, all we do is wild fish. We don't get farm raised rock and then try to sell it as a wild fish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you, Maryland style crab cake or Maryland crab cake, and then the crab is really from like Mexico, Indonesia.
Oh, he told y'all. Ooh.
Or Thailand. And I mean, again, it helps our local economy. It does cost more.
Yeah.
It does cost a lot more.
And you spoke to that a lot in our episode, like
right.
the impact of the local economy.
Right.
Yeah.
And it tastes better.
Mm-hmm.
Like it tastes better. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you starting out with ingredients, and the blue crab is like the best crab. I'll put that crab to anybody's crab. I know those people over in Alaska, the West Coast, but I'm telling you, like, our crab is like the best. It's prized and it's great. So that's what I mean. I do things that I would eat. Like, when I come here, I want to eat. I want to give you stuff that I would eat. So I'm not going to serve you something that I would eat, because that wouldn't be me. You know what I'm saying? That's like a rapper rapping about something he never did. But he can do that. But me, I mean, I'm not going to give you nothing that I'm not going to eat. I mean, I'm just not. So, yeah.
Were you ever
and like I do the blue catfish. Like, I'm not a huge like catfish person, I'm telling you. But
I was shocked when I saw on the menu when you guys are.
I'm not. But I'm saying the blue catfish, like, it's one, again, it helps the local economy, and it's an invasive species, so we need to do something with it, because it's eating all the blue crab and the baby rockfish. But that's why it tastes so good. Like, it got here from gaming, and then it just wreaked havoc and took over the whole ecosystem. So every time you purchase it, eat it, you're really helping out the Chesapeake Bay. And it's because it eats the way that it eats, it tastes like really good. Like, it has like a cleaner flavor. So, it's on the menu. So
I had it unapologetically, okay, and it was damn
great.
good.
Yeah, it is.
And this is coming from a catfish family, because my family down south, we don't grill it, nothing like that. It's a fried dot leg to the side, and it's everything, and it's amazing. Like,
right.
y'all already know, I've been truthfully honest about that. I ain't giving up fish because,
right.
okay,
Right.
I'm just not doing it, letting it go.
Right.
Anywho, y'all, we're gonna take a really, really, really quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Perfect Day, produced by Artists Authentic. For more of Authentic's work, visit allornothingstudios.com. All right, welcome back, guys. Melissa L. Jones here with the Edible Activist Podcast, broadcasting live from FishScale with Chef Brandon Williams.
Yes.
In the building, FishScale Fridays.
Yes, FishScale Friday.
What they do.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. I would love to be hearing some music right now. They have the most amazing playlist. Every time I come in here,
dope,
playlists be
right?
on fleek, man.
I tell you. No restaurant
None.
has the playlist like I have. Like, I take it. Like, I take you to the 90s.
I mean, you walking this thing like
2000
head bumping Nas, Missy
right.
Elliott. It's just a great mix.
Right. And then and those them like one hit wonders that you like remember, like that song was like that, but you just forgot about it.
Yes.
I play that one too.
Yes.
I love that. So yeah.
This is awesome. Y'all, this is my very first time popping up in an actual space. It's been over a year since I did a podcast in a public space. So I'm just so excited. Thank you for inviting me.
Having you. No, I'm humbled. No, I'm humbled that you are here. I'm trying to tell you, like,
oh my gosh.
I am like,
he stuck around. I know he tired. I'm tired.
I'm so humbled that you are here. Like, I'm trying to tell you. Like,
oh, I appreciate you.
This little space. And you decided to come here.
It's a beautiful
all the
space.
Places that you could have been, because you are like, you complimented me, but you have done like so many great things, and like what you're doing is just like so, like real. Like that's why I like love
I'm
every
blushing.
time like just talking to you, but it just listening to the people that you have on and like what you use your platform for is like really, really dope. So, and your platform, I know it's gonna grow, it's gonna get bigger because like the things that you talk about and the people that you have on there is like is real. So you know what I'm saying? It ain't coming from a place of let me do this because this is like you're real. So
Oh my gosh, that just makes me feel so good. That makes me feel so good. Oh my goodness. And if this is your first time listening to this show, this is a platform that amplifies Black people and people of color in food and farming. So we talk a lot about agriculture. We talk a lot about growing. We talk a lot about food justice, food activism, but we also talk about race, we talk about empowerment, self-sufficiency, and so I have interviewed herbalists, chefs, farmers, business owners, just a variety of folks. And I just love that, yes, there's food and farming, but it's not just limited to agriculture because it all just like plays, it all blends together.
Yeah. And I mean, you've turned me on to some dope people. Like the Green Scheme.
Yes.
I mean, he's
the
doing
homies.
like great. Yeah, he's doing like great things.
Ronnie, the homie.
Yeah.
The homie.
Yeah.
The homie.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to focus this back on you because this is about you.
Oh,
and a little bit of me. So this month, we're in the month of May, is Small Business Month.
Yeah.
I think I got that right. Yes. So we're celebrating, I celebrate small businesses all the time. This is kind of like, Black History Month, 365. Not just isolated one month,
Right.
but this month they have dedicated to Small Business Month. And so definitely shout out to all small businesses. I want to spend just a few moments, and I'm not keeping Brandon long, all right? Y'all, it's a short episode, but impactful.
As long as you want.
I've been thinking a lot about economic empowerment.
Yes.
And I really just want to know, like, in your words, what that means to you. We know the statistics around, communities of color, people of color, and like, our dollar compared to the white dollar. We know that. We know all of that. And it is going to take, in order for FishScale to thrive, other businesses alike, other Black-owned businesses alike to thrive, it's going to take community. It's going to take support, money, resources,
Changing
all
the
of that.
mindset,
Changing
too.
the mindset.
Yeah.
All of that for us to, and so I just want to spend some time just like focusing on that because, one way to wealth in financial freedom or whoever folks want to define that, like entrepreneurship is like one of those lanes, and in that same breath, it's like you're creating legacies to leave behind.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
So I'll pause. So right there, like when you think about economic empowerment as it relates to your business and what you're building, what does that really mean to you? And what do you need? What else do you need from us? Because
well, like I say, economic empowerment to me, I was taught at a young age. Like I was talking about my mother before, how she was she's a retired DC school teacher now, but she had like a plethora of like businesses. Like she had a boutique in the basement.
Yes, Mom.
Started in the basement, and then she had did a storefront. She
wow.
did art. She did home art show. She did like a whole lot of things. She was like the regional manager and things like that. So she always had that type of just like that hustling spirit, like going out and getting. And then my father, he always instilled in us, like he always was about saving his money and things like that. And he always taught us like how we should like have our own, and we should, like you say, power in like what we have and what we should save and really try to make like a impact with our money. So I really did this here because I'm a chef. I love restaurants. I love architecture, but being a chef, being a restaurateur, and then trying to create like generational wealth, like we don't have that. And then generational wealth, like you say, like in our community, you can it's hard to mess up. Like, how many times can you mess up and still get to where you want to go? Because sometimes our resources. So it's a lot of people that are coming home from prison. There's a lot of people who made mistakes, and they don't have the reason. Like they're on the track to doing something. Like their trajectory is like they're on a positive movement, and they want to do right, and they want to do great things, but they just do not have that same type of support that other races have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I just feel like if we were able to really help our families, help each other, and I mean, like you say, if you have children or anything like that, and they want to go out and be this and be that, that's great. But they also could have a family business that they can go to, and then they can, and they could do that and thrive. And like one of the my friends I went to high school with, his father, they have a trash company, McRae, and they like say they I go with them with my trash removal and things like that. But they really took their father's business and expanded it, and now they're like doing something great, and that's what it's about. Like their father passed, and then they had that responsibility, and they decided that, okay, we're going to take it. So him and his brother and his sister, like they're really like doing. I believe they're making their father proud. Like they're doing that, and so they're doing it. They're taking something that their father built, and they're building on it. And then when they have kids, their kids can build on it, and then on and on and on and on. Mm-hmm. And that's just the power that we could have. And everybody is not an entrepreneur. Everybody doesn't have to do so. But
absolutely, can you say that again? Really, drill that in, because you don't have to.
Right. And the same goes that, I mean, you still have that type of power where, you can choose to spend your money, and you can choose to, do things with your money that is really making an impact. And I'm not saying, I mean, don't support anything that is not doing anything for you. If it's not of a quality, and you feel like, the service is terrible or this and that third, okay, yeah, I understand that. But there's so many small black-owned businesses that are doing like it, and they're doing it in a great way.
Yes.
We should be able to support them. We should be able to, like, they should be lauded just like anybody else. So I would just like to see more of that. But yeah, that's what I just think. I just think our dollars are very, very, very powerful, and I just think if we exercised it in a way that would really help our community and really help, what could really be a lasting legacy and could kind of turn the tide into, our financial state, that would be dope.
Yeah. And then just going back to, you had mentioned resources earlier, and it's like sustainable resources,
right?
Not just this one-stop shop pull of funding or, technical assistance for X and no, like sustainable the same way. And I'm fired up now, y'all. Like, it's like how this white business is succeeding right now.
Right. I'm
like, what?
I'm trying to tell you.
I can't get it out. How this white business is succeeding right now, I need what this business has. And those resources are not comparable.
Right. Yeah.
And that is what is disheartening.
Yeah.
And just makes you angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you see it every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oftentimes it's comparable product.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just blows my mind. And so that's what I don't like to see, because it's not that there's no fairness in that.
Right. And it's,
and to that same thing, because there's no fairness in it, because we all know the hand that was dealt early on.
Mm-hmm.
We need more sustainable resources,
Yeah.
more of things because of that.
Yeah.
Because, trust me, I don't like to always go back, just way back when, but we know our history, we know our story.
Right.
But because of that, we do need more of the resources.
Right.
We need more of the assistance.
Right. Yep. Exactly. And I mean, it just shows that, like you said, I mean, if you just look out, I mean, reality is that a lot of, like you say, these businesses and a lot of these companies, I mean, we just don't have that same playing field. Like the playing field is not equal. And I mean, that is what it is. So yeah, we do need certain resources, and we do need just certain opportunities. That I know that if we would have, we could thrive just the same. So,
and again, don't get me wrong, like there are Black-owned businesses who are killing it. I mean, and we have some really great models too. It's not equivalent to our white counterparts,
right?
But they are out there.
Yeah,
so let me not
are.
dismiss that.
Mm-hmm.
They are definitely out there. So no, I appreciate that. I just wanted to talk about that for just a moment. But before I round out here, being in DC, Florida Ave, right across the street from where they play the go-go. Did they play the go-go music today?
They did. They do.
Now, when I came here, I didn't hear no go-go music.
Oh, that's because I think what time they close? 7? Or they closed earlier?
We was here before 7 o'clock.
But did you hear music at all?
No, and you can hear that walking from any direction.
Yeah. But in the morning, like when I clean the windows and sweep outside, they play it. Mm-hmm. They play it in the morning. I think they put them under some type of restriction now. But in the like what time I go out there, like 10, 30, 11. They play it. They play it. Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm getting to is shout out. Was it T-Mobile?
Yes.
PCS? Yeah, shout out.
PCS, yep, T-Mobile.
And that was a whole campaign.
Yeah.
And I was right behind it.
Yeah. But they play. They play it. They play.
Exactly. So being in, again, we're just a couple blocks up from U Street, historic area, one that was filled with Black businesses.
Yes.
At one point.
Yes.
Fast forward to today.
Yes.
And I mean, so much like activism and leaders and, prominent like writers. I mean, like it was just like booming, and just to intertwine with like the not just the food businesses, but like the entertainment,
right.
As well, which was huge, in DC back in the day, from like the underground clubs, all that. I know people know all that history, but just thinking about where you are today and like projecting out, what is like the bigger vision for FishScale? And especially being in this area where you very much so can contribute to the culture of DC, and just in this little nook that you're in. Like, how do you see yourself playing out more in this area, or nationally? Let me not limit you.
That's where my point was about economic, generational wealth. Also, like I was telling you before, like I want to be a restaurateur. I want to own other restaurant concepts. I do think, and as Black chefs, we could be tied in a box, and then I do think like you can have that me, like I know how to cook like different genres of food, so it's like I want to have different concepts under different cuisines, things like that. And I feel like we just feel like, okay, if we keep opening up the same thing, then the same thing. But I really want to like have like different places, and I really want to do I really want to be a part. Like I love this area, but like also in other places too in the nation. But I would love, of course, a full casual. A full service seafood restaurant.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would love a southern restaurant.
You cook Southern food too? Like Southern cuisine? Like,
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
If you ever need to try out any concepts, all right, Lita will fly from Texas, and I'm here.
I got you.
I'm
and,
here.
and I love, like, for real, like how used to be like the speakeasies. Like I also want to have like a bar that's like real like mixologists and like
Wow.
like they're like real at their craft and be able to have like food, like nothing like huge, but bites to go with the drinks and entertainment to a level of like local artists that can, sing poetry.
Yeah.
And I mean, and if and bigger artists might just come through and you know what I'm saying? So
but still just going back to that concept of like supporting the local economy through the food, through the artists, through the creativity in this area. I love that.
Yeah. And I like I said before, I really love like just restaurants and like the architecture and like the history of this area anyway, and just to add to it and to still, I guess, be true to the area, but then also true to yourself, and then the to what you do, but also having a piece of it, because like you say, you don't want to see all of the rich history just go. Like you don't want to. You don't want
That's
to
why
walk
we
down
need
the street
more
and-
fish scales. We need more.
You don't want to just walk down the street and like you don't even recognize.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. When I
anything.
say we need more fish scales, I mean we need more food business owners
Right.
that look like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And regardless of what again, this is as much as we talk about health, wellness, whatever. This is a non-judgmental space. Ain't nobody perfect, but like from the oohs and ahs into like the all, just like we need those. Those are stable spots.
Yeah,
Like we
yeah.
need them. It's part of the culture.
Yeah.
It's just part of the. And so I don't want, and that's what.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
it's
want to
scary.
project anything
Right.
out there, but it's scary because we've seen how it's made a turn
Yeah.
drastically.
Yes.
Man, I remember back in the day. I say back in the day like I'm old, but like when Republic Gardens was in play, it was still
Well, you
black
was
was
like,
still
yeah,
black.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was fresh out of college.
Yeah.
And probably before that, but we ain't we won't go there. But I swear, that was an era. It was an era. Republic Gardens was an era.
Yeah.
And you remember just being black and just having fun.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I remember going to like a little Jamaican joint on the spot over there, and it was just black.
Yeah.
And it was
I used to,
beautiful.
we used to have like water fights. Like I don't even know if I was still like. I don't know if I was old enough to go into the club, whatever, but I remember we used to have those. I forgot what those guns were. But anyway, we used to have to like do
Super
like water
Soakers?
fights. Yeah, super soakers. And we used to have like water fights, and we used to just have so much fun on the street. Like it was just like we would just have so much fun.
Man.
Yeah.
Man,
it
oh
was
man,
so
oh
much
man.
fun.
Well, Brandon, this has been a pleasure.
It
goodness.
was more than a pleasure for me. It was like so great. It was refreshing.
Oh
It was
my!
so
I
good.
know.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
know. And if anybody's concerned, we are distance. Okay,
Yes.
distance. Okay, all
Yes.
right. Just in case you're wondering, we ain't sitting up, all underneath each other. All right. But no, this has been really great. This has been so
Yeah.
refreshing. Again, this is my very first time popping up in a public space, and I look forward to more of these conversations. And this just really fed my soul just to kick it with you.
Yeah.
This wasn't anything formal. So if y'all was expecting that, not sorry. But everything you said is just still just important to the platform, and
Thank you.
really just what people still need to hear. And I want y'all come on down to FishScale. Like, come down to FishScale.
I mean, I would love to have them.
Yeah, come
Yeah, I would
on.
love to
FishScale
have
Fridays
them.
or whatever day. Y'all just not Sunday or Monday. You be disappointed.
Right.
Just don't come then.
Right, just gonna come Sunday or Monday.
Yeah,
I
but
know
this-
we need some type of rest.
Where can folks find you on social media?
Oh, so yeah, on Instagram it's We Are FishScale, so WEARE FishScale. I believe it's the same for it's the same for Facebook. I don't because I know
That's all Crystal. Crystal, where Crystal at? No, I know.
She sets all that Facebook everything up, but and of course you can always like Google us, FishScale DC. I mean, you could look at our reviews, like, and if you don't mind trying something different, you know what I'm saying? I'm different. So if you don't mind trying something different, and I promise you, it will be like an experience. And I really believe like whoever really like gives us a try and their mind is not closed, that they will definitely like love it. And we're doing like something special. And I mean, people that come from other places to come here, like they just love it. They wish that FishScale was there. So I believe this area, DC, is like, y'all have something great. And
Can you just bring back that fish curry with collards?
Yes, I will.
Ooh, when I tell you,
I
Lita, it was everything. Oh my gosh.
I think I did. Then I did since the summertime. I think I did summer squash. Did you have the one with summer squash?
I did not have. No, I feel.
Oh, you did. You missed that, right?
Maybe I was away.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because I do remember. Yeah, you did miss it, but I think we did it for like a week or so.
Oh, that sounds so delicious.
Yeah.
Well,
so that was like really good. But
I typically do like a rapid fire, and but I'm thinking these questions at the top of my head.
Okay.
He's nervous, and then we're going to
good.
close out. All right, let me
good.
think about this. All right, so really quick. All right, so what was the last song you listened to? Or artist, to make it easy?
Ooh. I was going to say
fire.
Yeah, Bad Habits then. I'll just say Usher. Bad Habits, Usher.
What's your nickname?
I got two of them.
Rapid fire.
Okay, B-Love or Henny. That's two.
I'm laughing at both. We love and Henny. All right, we get it. All right, what's for breakfast tomorrow?
Oh.
What do you typically make for breakfast?
Oh.
Do you cook breakfast?
No. Breakfast is camu. I put that in some water. If you don't know what camu is, then look it up. But it's natural vitamin C. It's like a very, very potent form of vitamin C from the camu plant.
Oh.
Yeah. Or berry or whatever. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's what I do, and then that's what gets me going. But I don't have time. I wish somebody would cook me some breakfast.
You always here.
I know.
You always here.
I know.
All right, y'all. I ain't got no more rapids. That's it. I'm rapid out. Anyway, dope show. Thank you, Chef Brandon.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
You know,
I appreciate you so
again,
much.
this isn't, we typically have a format, but you know what? We just roll like that. Like, this is great. Really great conversation. So, all right, y'all, be easy and peace. Thanks for tuning in. You can catch today's episode on fullserviceradio.org, as well as iTunes and Spotify. Be sure to follow Food Talks in Color, that's just the letter N, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for all updates. Are you an edible activist? Sure you are. Come join me on the show. Just shoot me a DM on the gram or connect with me at foodtalksincolor.com. And if you're interested in sponsoring this podcast, let's connect. Peace and blessings. And remember, in the words of Baba Tariq Adunu, there is no culture without agriculture.